Welcome to week 3 and day 15. We're focusing on yoga for runners. On the next breath in, we're going to take the hands up overhead. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Allowing the hands to just rest gently on the knees, palms facing up or down. And just begin to connect with your breath. Slowly letting go of the external world. Just really allow yourself to be here on your mat. Setting an intention for your practice ahead. And we'll stay here for a few more breaths. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths in. And long, slow exhales out. Relaxing the shoulders from the ears. And just 2 more breaths here. On the next breath in, reach the arms up overhead, bring the palms to touch. Exhale, hands to your heart center. I'm going to start with just prepping the ankles and the feet and paying some love and attention to our toes. Spreading the toes, relax, spread and pause, relax. And then from there, we're going to come to do some ankle circles. So you can do it in one direction. And then we'll change direction. And again, we'll take it to the other side, to the other leg. Just do some circles here with the ankles. And we'll swap the direction round as well. And then we're going to come into a foot stretch. So we're coming to all fours and we're just going to tuck the toes, untucking the pinky toes and sitting back onto our heels. The further back you are, the more of a stretch you'll get. And if you lean slightly forward, that will release the stretch. It can be a bit intense, especially if we don't stretch our feet. We're always on our feet and we've got a lot of tension in our feet, so it's really important to stretch our feet. We'll be staying here for roughly 1 minute in total. Just really connect with the breath. Try to relax the shoulders, the face. If it starts to feel a little too much, you can always lean forward, or you could always just come out of it. Just a few more breaths here. And leaning forward, coming to all fours, untucking the toes, tapping the tops of the feet onto the mat, and stretching one leg back and then the other. Tucking the toes, push the hips up and back, coming to your down facing dog. Pedaling out the legs here, so bending one knee and then the other. Moving the hips in any way that feels good for you. You can bend and straighten the legs a few times as well if that feels good for you. And then we're going to walk to the top of the mat, rolling up. Inhale, coming to stand. We're going to do calf raises here for 10. Coming to the tippy toes. And then from there, we're going to come to stand on one leg just for a few seconds. Squeezing the glutes, keeping strong through the standing leg. Swap it over to the other side so the other foot comes down and the other leg lifts up. We'll stand here for a few seconds as well. If you need to hold on to the wall, that's absolutely fine. And release. You can shake the legs out. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and then step or hop back into your high plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale through to your cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips back, downward dog. Staying here for about 3 breaths. On the next in-breath, lifting and extending through the right leg. Keeping the hips centered, bringing that right foot in between the hands. We're lowering the back leg down. Inhale, reaching the arms up. So we're not coming to just our normal low lunge where we're just going to sink the body into the pose. We're tucking our pelvis first and then pushing the hips forward. You're going to feel a really good stretch in the hip flexor, the left hip flexor here. We're not focusing on just, as I said, dropping into this. We're focusing on keeping the hips nice and centered and not arching through the lower back. So we don't want to dump everything into our lower back. From there, we're going to push the hips back, coming into half splits, and we're going to do a little flow. So on the in-breath, we're going to roll forward, dropping the hips. As we exhale, we push the hips back. We'll do that a few times. And then we're just going to hold it here in our half split. So the hips are back, extending through that front leg, toes are pointing up, hips are nice and centered. Chest is lowered down as much as you can go towards that extended leg. You can also use your blocks here. Rolling back forward to your lunge, lifting the back knee up off of the mat. Coming into our world's greatest stretch. So inhale through, from downward dog, we're going to bring one foot forward, so left foot, inhale through the left arm, opening up through the chest, step back to your downward dog, and right foot comes down, right elbow to the floor, right arm up, push back, downward dog. And we're just going to continue that either side for about 10. This will just help open the hips, the chest. You can also move at the pace that feels good for you. It's not too fast. Pushing ourselves back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to wave the body forward, coming into our high plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale through to your cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, push the hips back, downward facing dog. Staying here for 3 breaths as well. Pushing the torso down towards the thighs. On the next breath in, left leg lifts up, points the toes back, left foot comes through, lowering the back knee down, coming into our low lunge on the other side. Again, we don't want to arch the back. We're going to tuck the pelvis first and then push the hips forward. So again, we won't be sinking as far deep into the pose as we can go. We're just focusing on keeping the hips tucked so that we're not dumping our weight into our lower back. Squeeze the inner thighs together here. Taking the hands down, coming to our half split flow first, so push the hips back. On the in-breath, reaching forward. Exhale, extending through that front leg. And roll forward. Extend as we exhale. And just doing this a few times. And then we're going to stay and hold our half split here. Hips are nice and centered. And just lower the chest down towards that left leg. Try not to have your hips too far back. You want to try and maintain the hip over that knee. So the right knee. Inhale, roll forward. And step back into your high plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale through to your cobra, upward dog. And exhale, push the hips back, downward facing dog. We're just going to walk to the top of the mat, so one foot in front of the other. As we get to the top, bend the knees. Inhale, reaching the arms up, coming to our chair pose, sitting the hips back. Relax the shoulders. Lengthening through the spine, pushing the hips down. Slow and controlled movement, stepping the left leg back. Coming into your high lunge. Kicking through that back heel. Front knee is bent. One breath here. And then we're going to take the right arm, place it to the outer edge of the left thigh and pull the body over to our right hand side. Staying here for a few breaths. Coming back to your high lunge. And then we're going to open up the arms, coming into our warrior two. Maintaining that bend through the front knee. Sink a little bit deeper if that feels good for you. Relaxing the shoulders. Straightening through the front leg. If you need to shimmy the back leg in a bit, that's absolutely fine. As we inhale, reach that right arm forward. Exhale, right hand comes down, top hand lifts up, coming into our triangle pose. Straightening through that front leg, but if you need to have a gentle bend in the front knee, that's absolutely fine. Leaning slightly back, keeping the chest open and lifted. Top hand comes down, we're framing that front foot. Stepping the back leg slightly in, keeping the hips nice and centered. We're coming into our Parsvottasana. You can keep your hands on either side of your front foot, or you can place them in prayer position behind the back. Allowing the torso to melt down over that front leg. Just a few more breaths here. And then taking the hands down, placing the weight into that front leg. We're going to kick the back leg up, floating into our warrior three. You need your blocks, placing your blocks underneath your hands, or you can have your hands on the floor or in front of the chest. Pointing through the back toes, perfect. Slowly lower that back knee down. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, step, or hop back to your high plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale through cobra or upward facing dog, and then push the hips back to your downward facing dog. Staying here for 3 breaths. And walking to the top of the mat again, one foot in front of the other, hips lifted, bending through the knees. Inhale, reaching the arms up, coming into your chair pose. Relax the shoulders. You can sink the hips a little bit deeper if that feels good for you. And then we're going to step the right foot back, nice, slow and controlled, staying here for 5 breaths. Back heel is lifted, so we're coming into a high lunge. We're going to take the left hand, grabbing the outer edge of the right leg this time and pouring the body over to the left hand side. Inhale back through to the center and then warrior 2. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches to the back of the room, bending through your front knee. Just a few more breaths here. Straightening through that front leg. Inhale, reach the left hand forward, left hand comes down and right hand goes up. Leaning slightly back, coming into our Trikonasana. Again, that front leg can have a gentle bend if need be. Up hand comes down, straightening the hips, so we're going to have them centered. Back leg walks in, coming to your Parsvatasana. Again, the hands can be down on the mat or placing the hands behind the back in prayer position. As we exhale, sinking deeper into the pose, allowing the chest to melt towards that front leg. Inhale, lifting ourselves all the way up. And then we're going to extend that right leg back, coming into your warrior 3. Just a few more breaths here. And then we're going to bring that right leg in line with the left. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back to your high plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale through to your cobra, upward dog. And then push the hips back, downward dog. We're going to come down to all fours. Sitting the hips back, coming into your child's pose, reaching the arms out in front. Catching the breath, grounding ourselves. And then coming back to your downward facing dog, right leg lifts and extends. Bringing the right foot to the outer edge of the right hand. The foot is at a diagonal, and then we're going to roll over onto the outer edge of the right foot, coming into your lizard pose. You can use your right hand to push the right knee open, or you can come down to the forearms. So just see what feels good for you. If you have a bolster, you can also place it underneath your arms in this position. Leaning forward into the pose and pushing the hips down. Really connect with the breath here.
Please try again.
Allow the shoulders and the neck to relax. We've got about another minute in this position. So really just allow your body to soften in this pose. And just a few more breaths here. When we come out of the pose, we're just going to move nice and slow, so lifting ourselves up onto our hands, pushing the hips back, and then we're going to walk the right foot over to the left hand, so the right knee is by the right wrist. Coming into our pigeon, keeping the hips centered, lowering down onto the forearms or all the way down to the forehead. You can also stay up on your hands if that feels better for you here. Focusing on the breath here, again allowing the neck and the shoulders to release, unclench the hands, just again allowing the body to soften into this pose. By using the breath, we really allow the body to know that it's safe here and safe enough to release further into the pose. If you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, you can tuck the toe of the back foot, lift the knee and walk the foot slightly back. We'll slowly lift ourselves up here, pushing the hips back into our downward dog, pedaling out the legs here, releasing any tension, moving the hips side to side if that feels good for you. And we'll come back to the other side, so lifting up through the left leg this time, bringing the left foot to the top of the mat, to the outer edge of the left hand. The foot is at a diagonal, roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Stay up on your hands if that feels good for you, or if you can, lower down to the forearms. Again, if you need a bolster, grab the bolster and place it underneath the arms. Really connecting with the breath here, so perhaps closing down the eyes, relaxing through the neck, the shoulders. If at any point it feels too much, you can always come out of it. So just really listen to your body, see what feels good for you here. Remembering that it's okay if we feel slight uncomfort. If you feel any pain, just move slowly out of the pose. And we're coming out of this nice and slow, walking the left foot over to the right hand and allow the left knee to come to the left wrist. Stay up on your hands if that feels good for you, or lower down to the forearms. Again, paying attention to our hips and making sure that they are centered. And just relax here as much as we can, softening the body with the breath. Again, if you feel that you can deepen into the pose, if that feels what your body needs, you can tuck the toes of the back foot, lifting the knee and just walk the leg slightly back. Last full breath here. Slowly pushing ourselves up onto our hands, this time sitting back onto the left glute, bringing the legs out on either side, feet are flexed, And from here, we're going to take our hands out in front. If that feels good, you can stay there. You can lower down onto the forearms, come down to the forearms, or perhaps lower the chest all the way down to the floor. Keeping the feet flexed and active rather than allowing them to flop. If you need a bolster, you can place a bolster in front of the arms, underneath the arms. And if it feels too much for you to sit like this, you can also place a block gently underneath the glutes and just sit on the edge of the block, just to help elevate the hips, to create that space for you to lean forward, to find that space. Lifting ourselves up, bringing the knees towards each other, and just coming through a wall. If you have a wall nearby, we're going to take the legs and lift them up on the wall. Allow the feet to flop out to the side. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths, taking the load off of the feet, the legs, allowing them to soften here. Staying here for a few more breaths. You can also stay here for as long as you want. If you want to stay here for the rest of the session, you can, because we're winding the session down. Or if you're ready to come out of it, you can slowly lower the legs down, just remaining on your back. We're going to come into our happy baby, so bringing the knees into the chest first, and then grabbing hold of the outer edge of the feet. Rock side to side if that feels good for you. And then from here, we're going to come into our supine twist. So keeping the right knee in the chest, left leg extends out. Taking the left hand to the outer edge of the right knee, and we guide the right knee over to the left, keeping the shoulders in contact with the floor. Make sure that we are breathing here, so full breaths in and full breaths out. Come back to the center and we swap that round, so this time left knee to the chest, right leg extends, and then we guide that left knee over to the right, again keeping the shoulders in contact with the floor. Doesn't matter if the knee touches the floor or not. And then we're going to come to the center again, coming to our Shavasana, extending the legs out, the arms on either side of the body with your palms facing up. And just gently close down the eyes. Take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale softly through your mouth. Again, inhale deeply and exhale, releasing any tension. Allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm, bringing your attention to your body. Feel the weight of your heels, your calves, your thighs, your hips, sinking into the floor. Relax your abdomen, soften your chest, and let your shoulders melt downward into the mat. Unclench your jaw, relax your tongue. Let the muscles around your eyes become soft. Notice your breath flowing in and flowing out. There's nothing for you to do and nowhere to be. Just really allow yourself to relax here. With each exhale, imagine your body becoming a little heavier and more relaxed. Stay here for a few more breaths in silence, and I'll let you know when to invite small movements into the body. Take one more breath in and slowly breathe out. Begin to allow gentle movement back into your fingers and toes. And if it feels good for you, come to a full body stretch, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the knees to your chest. And when you're ready, slowly roll over onto your right hand side, pausing for a moment. Slowly return to a seated position, carrying the sense of calm with you. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Take a moment to thank yourself for practicing today. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands down to your center. Gently bow the head towards the hands. Thank you so much for flowing with me today, and I wish you a beautiful day.